All right. Hello, everybody. This is Keith Clark here, Technical Director from ATRA. Glad you can make it again. Once again, this is a special edition of Gears Overdrive. Yes, Gears Overdrive times 2, I'll call it. We have another special guest in our studio here today, and we'd like to welcome him all the way from Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness! And he's one of the enduring voices in our industry, and I'm so proud and so glad to be able to introduce him. It's none other than Dan Marinucci. Dan Marinucci, say hello.
Hello, Keith. Good to see you again, sir.
Nice to see
You're
you.
looking younger all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Flattery. Always start with some flattery. Great to see you, sir, and I'm honored to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you here joining us. Of course, everybody knows that it's about Expo time. Expo's coming up very shortly, and Dan has a class that you need to be at. It's going to be on Thursday. Dan, you want to tell them a little bit about the class that you're going to be conducting at Expo?
Thanks, Keith. The class is from 1 to 2:30 Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Thursday afternoon, and I'm tackling the topic of diagnosing the basic primary ignition system with an oscilloscope and a low current inductive pickup. Some call it a low current probe. And the basic primary circuit is the foundation really for all popular ignition systems. And over the years, I've watched people like ATRA members who once only did heavily mechanical work. They've had to branch out and include diagnostic and electrical work, and that certainly includes ignition. The primary ignition circuit fails, you've got misfire, possibly a no start. The good thing is the technique of analyzing the primary ignition circuit with a low current amps pickup and a scope, you can apply it to literally millions of vehicles once you understand the basic primary circuit. So Thursday afternoon, I'll show a lot of photos of the hookup, guidelines for how to hook up, guidelines for what normal primary ignition current patterns look like, a set of little checks you can apply to any vehicle to say, does this primary ignition event, does it look normal? What would be abnormal? So I'll give you a selection of screen captures of good and bad. And again, a written set of guidelines. Watch for this, and this. Try and simplify the topic. A lot of folks look at ignition sometimes and they think, incorrectly, think of the most sophisticated, most esoteric aspects of ignition. Guess what? Countless ignition failures and misfires occur in the primary circuit. Once you grasp a set of test procedures, you'd be amazed what you can diagnose without a great deal of trouble.
I'm glad you're mentioning this because, again, this is something, and I know a lot of you guys are out there saying ignition systems. I work on transmissions. Now, all of you know that there's been some problems that you've run into on the transmission side that, you can't find out where the problem is. You've pulled the transmission out numerous times, and you're trying to fix a problem that definitely is not inside the transmission. And a lot of times it'll be hidden in the details of what's happening electrically. And I can't tell you how many times ignition systems have caused some very fundamental problems. So this is going to give you some real necessary tools. Thank you so much, Dan, because we need this, because knowing what good looks like is necessary. Having a pathway, a logical pathway to find out what good looks like is necessary. And that's exactly what you're bringing to the table, right, Dan?
Indeed. Indeed. It's great to be invited. Also, you talk about feeling old. In the later 70s, I started using the classic analog engine analyzer scopes, many of which were in large cabinets that you took a lot of muscle to roll them around the shop floor.
Like sun scopes?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, Sun, FMC, Allen, Bayer, Marquette, many of them. But the point being, there in the later 70s, as I'm trying to learn the basic oscilloscope, I see countless instances where technicians who mean well, lose sight of that very point you made, Keith. They lose sight of what's a normal pattern. Well, how the devil are you going to get anywhere with the diagnosis if you're not confident what normal looks like? How are you going to readily detect abnormal? And I would hope this would become fairly instinctive for them with practice. And unfortunately, a number of auto repair pros, these professionals have a fit when you say the P word, practice. But I'm going to encourage that. And some younger technicians say, oh, I can go to the internet and look up the information. I can go to a troubleshooting service. But that's not really learning it. That's not really building the confidence to do it. Practice on known good vehicles, just like we did in the later 70s. The more acquainted you are, as you said, Keith, the more acquainted you are with normal, the faster you're going to recognize the abnormal scope pattern, the faster you diagnose the vehicle. Don't make the task a lot more complicated than it needs to be. So yeah, I like that assessment.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you very much. It's about bringing simplicity to your shop and making sure that when you're creating a test pattern, you have something to follow that's going to get you to a resolution, and you'll be sure of the results that you're going to be getting. After everything's said and done, yeah, is there anybody that you'd like to shout out to, by the way, Dan?
Oh, heaven's sakes. First of all, an electrical specialist from San Francisco named John Prinvalle. He has had an electrical business in Northern California for surely 30, 35 years. Very sharp, very procedural. Nut of a guy, but he knows his business. And he's coming to ATRA to check it out. Although he's been an auto electric specialist for years, John Prinvalle's making a trip from Northern California to check out the kinds of classes ATRA offers. So John and his Mrs. Laureen Prinvalle, look forward to seeing you. God bless. Also, a mutual friend of mine and John Prinvalle's is a fellow about 20 minutes from your headquarters, and that's Lonnie Bain. Lonnie is the third generation owner of a big, prosperous auto electric business called Big Mo. And Lonnie's been kind enough to help me with countless projects, including showing me San Antonio. So Lonnie will be around as well. And they are, what do they say? A friend in need is a friend indeed. If you ATRA fellows need any help, advice in the auto electric arena, John Prinvalle and Lonnie Bain are the kinds of folks you want to contact. And again, bless them, they've been very kind to me for many years, as have you guys. You know something? Do you remember that this week will be my 31st appearance presenting a class at Expo. 31st.
31. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's amazing.
My work goes way back to when I had a full head of hair.
I probably had one too.
Indeed.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, Dan, thank you so much for the shout outs and the information, sharing what your class is going to be about. Again, if you are still in the process of deciding you want to come, my goodness, you're going to be missing so much, especially with this class here that Dan has. just to be able to get vehicles in and out of your shop efficiently, knowing that you're looking at the problems and you're solving the problems. Hey, listen, this is another edition of Gears Overdrive. We're so glad that you could join us, especially for this special edition. And hopefully we'll see you at Expo. Until then, until the next edition of Gears Overdrive, keep on fixing transmissions. And it's a great day to fix transmissions. So let's get started.